from Amitav again. We took a 5-nation group bus tour in March 2013. This video covers first part of the journey from 18 to 21st March. We had a stopover at Moscow. Tour of Munich, Nuremberg and Prague are covered in this part of the video. वी आर इन प्राग। प्राग में हूँ। ये दृश्य है हम लोग के होटल के खिड़की का और आज हम लोग टूर पे जाएंगे। अभी जाने को तैयार हैं और आज दोनों हाफ में प्राग का टूर है। This is we are in the restaurant of Hotel Barcelo taking morning breakfast. You can see the crowd here. Many of them are our fellow passengers and we will be going out for the trip. This breakfast is full stop. Coffee was good and the curd was also good and the cake was excellent. This is our bus, Cosmos bus. We are in Prague, going to see lot many things today. Maybe
2 seats the other way, clockwise.
Maybe it may take a couple of minutes only to reach the center of Prague, as I understand, from Bia. This is the driver's seat. And the driver drives without putting his hand on the steering, I understand.
Places, North Italy, France, and here, and one of we will see Wenceslas Chapel in the castle, beautiful chapel built and decorated in that period. But if you look to the left, you can see white towers of a church and the monastery Emmaus, which is also one of important centers of the art of that period, 14th century. There are beautiful 14th century frescoes. Also the pink-yellow church at the end of this bridge, Charles Church, built by Charles V of Luxembourg, 14th century, dedicated to Charlemagne. At the church is the monastery building, which is now a museum, but in the 14th century this monastery was related to a church of Charlemagne in Aachen. So we can see the fortification wall of the new town, and on the left we can see big park with a new Gothic church of St. Peter and Paul with 2 towers. This place was the second castle of Prague, Vyšehrad. Vyšehrad, founded in 10th century, there were palaces, there were churches, it was the seat of the prince, but this castle was destroyed during religious Hussite war in the 15th century. The church, we can see there was rebuilt in 19th century by local architect Joseph Mokra. And the church is surrounded by National Cemetery. They are buried famous local people. And you can see the Baroque walls there. In a Baroque period, in a Habsburg period, we were ruled 400 years by members of House of Habsburg, so there was a Habsburg military fortress built by Emperor Leopold I. And on the right you can see a TV tower in front of us, 216 meters high. In Prague we have about 500 towers. They are open with entrance fees. But we have also many hills. We say 7 hills like Rome. In the afternoon we will be in Prague Castle. Prague Castle is on the hill, so from Prague Castle we are. In front of us now you can see big building, New Renaissance building, National Museum. It was built in 19th century. There is natural science, but this museum is closed down for renovation. We cannot find the money for the renovation, so it looks that it will be closed down for ages. At the other side of the museum is Wenceslas Square with the famous equestrian statue of Good King Wenceslas. If you take the underground from the hotel to the center, you come to a museum on Wenceslas Square. It's the red line of the underground. So on the left, the new building, it's also part of the National Museum. It's used for exhibitions, but it doesn't have the most important collections. And on the left, the yellow building is one of 3 opera theaters we have in Prague. This is 19th century theater. It's called State Opera House. And on the right, we can see the main railway station, built in Art Nouveau style. In the beginning of last century, in the period of Emperor Francis Joseph Habsburg. It was called Francis Joseph Railway Station till 1918. 1918 foundation Czechoslovakia, so no more possible. The name of the railway station Francis Joseph be changed into Wilson Railway Station after American President Wilson, who helped the foundation of Czechoslovakia. We are now only Czech Republic. There were 2 separations of Slovakia, 1939 and 1993. On the left we can see Powder Tower, 15th century tower, the entrance to the old town, the first royal town of Prague, which was founded 1232. In the Middle Ages in Prague, there was not one town, there were 4 independent royal towns. Each side of the river 2 towns. On this side of the river, Old Town and New Town. At the other side of the river, Lesser Town and Castle Town. The towns were united 1784. Nowadays we have in Prague 22 districts, and district Prague 1 is the center. Now we come to the river. The name of the river is Vltava, but most people know German name of this river is Moldau. Long centuries we have German language here. And the name of the river is the name of beautiful music composed by Bedřich Smetana. It's part of the famous symphony My Country, Vltava, Moldau. But the melody comes from Italy, from very old Italian melody. It's called Moldavana. And you have Christmas carol about Good King Wenceslas. He was our prince, he ruled in 10th century, and he was killed by his brother Boleslav on 28 September. It's national holiday. We don't know exactly the year, we think 935. And we know where he is buried. He is buried in Prague Castle, in St. Vitus Cathedral, in the most beautiful chapel, Wenceslas Chapel, the Coronation Chapel, where 22 kings were crowned. But the chapel is famous, first of all, for the beautiful decoration, 1,400 semi-precious stones and gold, and beautiful Gothic frescoes. So we will see the famous chapel in the afternoon. So Wenceslas was killed by his brother, his grandmother Ludmila, she was strangled by mother of Wenceslas, Drahomira. The members of the ruling family, they used castration, they blinded each other, so that was the beginning of state of Bohemia, the politics. Built many times. In the center of the castle is St. Vitus Cathedral, the Gothic cathedral built in 14th century by Emperor Charles IV. For us, for the state of Bohemia, cathedral is very important place. It was the place where the king was crowned. There is the treasury, we have the crown and other coronation jewels in the cathedral. The kings and other important people were buried in the cathedral. And we have the relics of saints. And it's very beautiful for the architecture and the art. So we visit that cathedral. Then we visit also old palace of the castle, which is in front, which is the palace in the center of the castle. Palace is the sandstone palace with the red roof.
We are here at Charles Bridge. This bridge is only for walking at Prague and is supposed to have statues of many Jesuits. The river name is not known, but it's a wide river, you can see. Beautiful scenery with a hill on backside, with a tower which they say along with the hill is bigger than the Eiffel Tower.
It is famous opera of Leo Šiláček. If you are interested in opera, you might know the name of the writer. At the other side of the river, you can see some hot metronome. In the lowest part of the clock, which is 19th century, you can see 3 towers. I'll have to go to the part of the I'm not going to be able to do it. On the sides, we can see the towers from the beautiful Gothic church of Our Lady of the century. And then we can see the zodiac. Around zodiac paintings. They represent
This is the center of Prague with an astronomical clock. They go back to the period of Maria Teresa, rebuilt by her architect. This is the castle at Prague. And here is Mrs. Park. We are walking into the cathedral in the Prague castle.
Exactly.
So we are now in St. Vitus Cathedral. This cathedral is the first church on the same place. The first church was built by good King Wenceslas, 926. Good King Wenceslas built a church
Even the
like the church of
cathedral.
Charlemagne. The church is in Aachen in Germany. And it was a round church. And Wenceslas brought a relic of St. and other palaces were added to that palace by grandson Ferdinand I Rudolf II, and he added the palaces for his collection. It was in 16th, beginning 17th century. We have over there is a small gallery of the castle where we have the art of that period, but it's only a small gallery because, as I explained, 1612 Matthias Habsburg went back to Vienna and he took the treasures back to Vienna, but they wouldn't be here, these treasures, because then during the 30-year war in Europe they went here with Swedish army here and
This is our last stop in Czech Republic. This is a store where we purchased something from the leftover crowns which we had, Czech crowns. Now we have the store where a lot of people are on the buying spree to consume their last Czech currency. It's a well-stocked house. And the bus is going to stop only half an hour. So everybody is buying. There's some toys too, you can see. Though it's a nice toy. Here is our driver and the tour director. They are also buying something. It's cheap over here in Czechoslovakia. And once we go to Austria, maybe we'll have to buy things on a bigger price.